Game week continues here on SNL. Andrew Locker, Cody Stutes with you. And oh my goodness, we are so close. 2 days away from the start of the NFL season, 5 days away from the start of the Texans season. And we got so much to talk to, such little time. Cody Stutes back from vacation. He was puking on a plane in the bathroom, which is really crazy to me. I've
never puked on a plane, and I never will puke on a plane.
I did not take you as a puking in the bathroom plane guy, but apparently I was not supposed to say that to the people.
And you're just lie. And now when I say this, people think that you were telling the truth, and you're just lying about me. You just lie about me all the time.
Now, speaking of lying, yesterday you missed this, but DeMeco Ryans was very honest about the return of CJ Gardner-Johnson. A week after DeMeco Ryans was very upset about injuries and personal information, DeMeco Ryans, he did one of two things. He either showed that the Joe Mixon thing is just insanely crazy, or he showed that maybe he kind of went a little bit too hard and kind of would like to have a little bit of that back, and he's kind of creeping back towards actually being somewhat normal when it comes to injuries. What was your takeaway from that, from observing from afar?
I really feel like it's a case-by-case basis, because it's easy for him to be very open when the guy's headed in a positive direction, and he's like, oh, yeah, he's got a good chance to play this week. And I feel like if he's going to step that far into it, it does feel pretty positive about what CJ Gardner-Johnson is bringing to the table. The inverse of it is I think it's harder for him when there's clearly something extra associated with Joe Mixon. If this was Joe Mixon hurt himself at the facility and was on injured reserve, it'd feel very different than, Joe Mixon's actually been on the non-football injury list since camp started. He missed all of the offseason with whatever happened to him, and they're very much keeping it very quiet. So them being very different situations, it feels to me like that's the reason DeMeco acted very differently. And there's still just a lot of weirdness around the Joe Mixon thing. So I would tend to lean that he's going to be more weird than not weird, but it was pretty easy to get excited about CJ Gardner-Johnson. And I have to imagine he probably thought that CJ Gardner-Johnson would spill the beans on his own if DeMeco didn't say it. So
true. This is true. Yeah. I mean, I think they're still going to lean that way. I do think like DeMeco's a smart guy, and he listened back to that tape of that rant and probably realizes, okay, that was a little dumb. Like it was the intent was there, but like the some of the analogies, like between reporters' injuries and stuff like that, that was a little much. So I don't expect him to suddenly like completely revamp, but I think before that rant, there's a chance that maybe DeMeco says we'll play it day by day. I will say that. So, and he's a rational guy. He's a rational, passionate dude. So I do think we're getting to the point where there's a little bit of respect, because the two guys that he was mad at, he didn't address. And as a result, he basically insulted like the DJ Bieniemys and the Jonathan Alexanders of the world, Sam Warrens, who had nothing to do with what he was mad about. So I do think it kind of gets a little bit back, but I think before the rant, there's perhaps a chance that CJ Gardner-Johnson's week to day to day, and we'll see what happens.
I do believe that if we're going to keep a tally of, was DeMeco secretive or was DeMeco honest about injuries, secretive is going to win.
Oh, it's going to win. It's going to win, but it's not going to be what it was Friday. We're pulling it back. We're pulling it back in a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah, again, I do feel like there's a very specific reason why the Joe Mixon one is acting very strange, and they've been very weird about that one, versus, hey, CJ Gardner-Johnson's actually way better than most people thought he's going to play. And I guess again, I think CJ Gardner-Johnson would have let everybody know if DeMeco didn't let him know that he was ready to go this week. So maybe DeMeco getting out ahead of his player.
Let's talk about the depth chart. So we have a depth chart, and we love these things. I'm not saying they put a ton into the depth chart, but there is sometimes some things that you can take away from it. So let's just get the initial takes, depth chart hot takes, if you will, here on SNL.
All right, over on the offense, the most notable thing is it's very clear Ariante Ursary is the starting left tackle for this team, and Cam Robinson's going to be his backup, and that has been the case basically since the Tuesday after Robinson got hurt in West Virginia. That's when Ariante Ursary went to left tackle and never came back to right tackle. So basically since the second day in West Virginia, they've been trending towards putting the rookie out there at left tackle and giving him the first crack at starting at left tackle to protect CJ Stroud. So that to me was the biggest thing, the most notable thing throughout the entire depth chart was the change of, hey, look, here's Ariante Ursary. He's starting at left tackle. And then obviously with Ursary over there at left tackle, Titus Howard getting the nod at right tackle there. So to me, Ursary was the biggest thing. They made that change. We all expect him to be the starting left tackle. So the rookie that they were very excited about, that they reportedly tried to trade up for, and then ultimately still traded up for, he's getting the crack day one at left tackle. And we'll see if Nick Caserio can go 1 for 4 in first 2 days offensive line picks.
Yeah, and really all you had to do there was just use your eyes, or use our eyes, if you weren't able to attend practice, because we told you that as soon as Cam Robinson came back, Ariante Ursary didn't go to the right side, which he was the first team right tackle before that. So we see this. He's going to get thrown to the Wolves. I will say it's a hell of a matchup between he and Verse, which I know you want to kind of touch on, the offensive line versus the D line, which we will a little bit later on in this version of the program. But that offensive line is what we thought it was going to be, and we'll see what it looks like, but there's no surprise there. Wide receiver, really no surprise either. I don't think I envisioned a world where Justin Watson or Xavier Hutchinson would start opposite Nico, although you can make a case that maybe Xavier Hutchinson had enough momentum to where it would go down, but they're still going to go with Higgins, which will be interesting. I don't want to say Higgins had a bad camp, but it wasn't like sensational. There were some good moments. There wasn't any like real bad moments, but he probably, I mean, if you're talking about the 3 Iowa State guys, he had the least flashy camp of any of them. Not to say that he had a bad one, but he had the least flashy camp of any of them. And I also think that they're not going to be married to just putting that group. Like I think there's going to be times where Higgins is off the field and Hutchinson's in, or Higgins off the field and Knoll is in, or whatever. So I don't look at this as Hutchinson's only going to come in if Nico's off the field and Higgins and Knoll. I think that is just like a big interchangeable thing at the wide receiver position.
Yeah, just because Jaden Higgins' name is there, it still wouldn't surprise me to see Xavier Hutchinson maybe for a few weeks of the season out-snap him on the field with Nico Collins and Christian Kirk. They're going to run some 2 wide receiver stuff, and they trust Christian Kirk to move around a bunch on the field. So he'll be inside and play a little outside as well. So that's something to pay attention to as well. But yeah, Higgins getting the nod there. It's I would say very close. And if the snap counts are similar or even favor Hutchinson, don't be surprised between those 2 of the bigger Iowa State wide receivers. And then I still feel like there's room to be putting Knoll on the field as well. So I'll be interested to see how much they finagle him into the situations on Sunday. You ain't never hate.
Swarm.
On the super chat, Von Clutch says sleeper pick MJ Stewart. Okay.
All right. So, I mean, I guess he's feeling like MJ is going to have an impact on Sunday. Maybe special teams play? Maybe.
I don't know. MJ Stewart. Okay. HDAV Traveler says, afternoon, Landry, Cody, and friends. Oh, good. Cody survived this past weekend. Yep.
Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like it wasn't a rough Monday, because it was. But I didn't throw up on a plane.
Yep. Okay. All right. I shouldn't have brought it up. My bad.
You shouldn't have made it up? Yeah, you're right.
Shouldn't have brought it up. My bad. I should have just kept that on the dialogue between you and I. Tell the people about this wedding spread, by the way, because it was pretty fascinating. It was very Jersey, I will say.
Are we done with the offense? We'll get to the defense here in a minute. This spread
there is something on the offense I want to get to,
right,
but I just want to hear this wedding spread real quick.
So I've never seen this before. They opened the bar before the ceremony. So you go grab a drink before the ceremony. So everybody had a drink or 2 or 3 before the ceremony got going. And then right after the ceremony, you walked right in and it was cocktail hour, except that cocktail hour, this wedding, would rival the entrees, the dinner portion of most weddings. They had a antipasta counter where you had all 3 different kinds of pasta salad, every charcuterie you could think of, from every Italian meat and every Italian cheese you could want. They had a raw bar with shrimp, lobster, oysters, seafood salad. Then they had the carving station, the hot bar with lamb chops, corned beef.
And this is before the wedding?
This is after the ceremony, before the reception.
Okay.
And sliders, homemade potato chips, cacio pepe that they're making at a cheese wheel, fresh for you every order. It was incredible. And then they're still walking around with different appetizers like little mini tacos and ceviche and all this other stuff. And I was like, well, this is a great little dinner. And I ate a bunch, and then they're like, okay, everybody go take your seats. And I sit down and I see there's a dinner menu. And I'm like, I thought we had dinner. And they're like, no, that was the cocktail hour. There's still dinner coming. And I'm like, okay. So they give you 4 different options. I got the filet. They're bringing you drinks to your table, which was great. Didn't have to get up too much. And then when they have dinner, they bring it to the table. It was great. Then the desserts was crazy. I mean, they had a whole table of like smaller desserts, like Italian cream cake and cannoli station, and a crepe station, an ice cream sundae station, donut wall. What am I missing? Oh, 3 or 4 different kinds of cakes, like the groom's cake, a wedding cake, the bride's cake. Like, it was nuts. A martini bar. I mean, I'd never seen anything quite like this.
Man. Okay. That's pretty wild.
I see you're just lying about me on the
right.
banner there.
Anyway, back to the offense. I think the one thing that is not going to hold up, that is going to be exposed as perhaps a white lie, which I think this is a purposeful lie. I see no chance that Woody Marks is the 4th string running back on this team. As a matter of fact, if you asked me to fill this out before, just based on honesty or what I think is going to happen, I would put him right there at 2. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's more to it. Maybe there's like pass pro type of stuff, but I'm not buying that.
I just don't know how you could say at the end of training camp, yeah, I feel much better about putting Dameon Pierce on the field than Woody Marks. And just the way that Woody got better and better and better and better and better as the preseason went on, and what he showcased and what he can do catching the football out of the backfield, and just the amount of time that Dameon Pierce wasn't on the field, I'd be shocked if this running back part of the depth chart sticks as long as it does.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane. So that's the offense. Defense, pretty much what we'd expect. I'd say.
Yeah, I don't think there was any sort of craziness on the D. It does look really weird to see that there's only one backup in those final 3 positions on defense. So I have to imagine a defensive back is getting promoted on Sunday, along with, I would guess, a tight end as well. And then their defensive tackle depth chart starters is not how they paired them together throughout the course of preseason, but that can obviously change. Worth noting, they only put 2 linebackers on there. So I could easily see this being Christian Harris and Aziz, more so than Aziz and Henry To'o. But
I think that's just their base defense. I think we're going to see 3 a lot.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't feel good about anybody covering Devontae Adams in the slot this weekend. So
what about Puka?
Or when Puka's down there, or anybody when they get down there. And it's like, so throw whatever you can at them and figure it out from there.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they attack the slot. But those are the depth chart takes here on SNL. Landry Locker and Cody Stutz with you. And then we have the
kick return, punt return was the only reason I put this on here. So Barrios, we knew he was going to be the punt returner, and then Pierce and Smith, if good to go, are going to be the kick returners, it seems. So
yeah, we'll see. We'll see what that looks like. The Pierce thing, he's done good the last couple of years when he's been in there. So we'll see what he looks like as a kick returner. But
he better be useful in special teams because the reliability at running back's not great.
Fact. Absolute fact. So you wanted to get into DeMeco Ryans and the way that he's talking about the lines. Explain yourself.
Yeah, I want to play the clip, and then I really want to talk about. I think it's a look over here thing for DeMeco Ryans. So this is what he had to say yesterday about, hey, the O-line, D-line in this matchup. Here we go.
Yeah, this game, I think ultimately it is right now as I continue to go through it in my mind, I think it really hinges upon both offensive lines blocking two really talented defensive lines. The Rams have one of the best young defensive lines in the NFL, Verse, Fisk, Turner, Young. It was a young group, and those guys they get after it. They play relentless. They're tough. They're going to be a really, really good group to challenge our offensive line, and the same for their offensive line versus our defensive line. We have a really good group up front, one of the strengths of our team, and we have to – it's going to be a challenge to see how that shapes up, but both offensive lines are going to have to play well, and whoever wins that battle, I think, will ultimately decide the game.
So, of course, the O-line is a big thing for the Texans, and it's going to be huge for the Rams too. It's not like their O-line is real settled and well taken care of. They were an offensive line that, while overall their stats didn't look bad, when they allowed pressure, they allowed very quick pressure to Matthew Stafford. And it's not like he's getting away from people at this age in his career. So, the lines matter. But I'm sitting here looking at the rest of this Rams defense and color me pretty unimpressed outside of that defensive line. And I'm sitting here thinking, okay, well, if the offensive lines are an issue for both teams, and we think both these defensive lines are really good, what are these quarterbacks going to be doing? Well, they're going to be getting rid of the ball as fast as humanly possible. And that is a benefit, even though there's a lot of question marks about the offense. That's a benefit to the Texans because the Texans have much better cornerbacks and much better coverage guys than what the Rams are putting out there. These Rams cornerbacks are not good. Their nickel guys not any good. Their outside guys are average on a good day. And they are very much predicated on that D-line helping out those corners and that nickel guy and even the safeties to an extent. And so to me, it feels very much a look over here. And the real thing to exploit is this is not a great coverage unit that the Rams have out there. So CJ's got to be getting rid of it quick. He's got to be on his P's and Q's. Don't make a mistake. And then when Stafford's doing it, you need Derek Stingley, you need Kamari Lassiter, go out there and make a play. And so, look, the defensive lines, the O-line's important, but the thing we aren't going to talk about probably enough is that the Rams coverage and their cover unit is not very good. And the Texans getting rid of the ball fast helps neutralize Verse and Fisk and Young and Turner. And as long as they can not make mistakes getting rid of it fast, they can neutralize some of that pass rush.
I think, I've been watching a lot of cooking shows lately, like competitive cooking shows. And it seems like a lot of times whenever they have to get their own ingredients, they sometimes forget the eggs or they forget the cream or something like that. And they just try to make do and they try to complement their dish as best they can without it. The offensive line ain't going to bring eggs. You're basically going on a cooking show without eggs with this offensive line. It's not going to be great. But you're just going to have to make do and you're going to have to figure it out. If this were their D line versus the Texans offensive line in a street fight, a wrestling match, whatever, I think 9 times out of 10, the Rams are going to win that matchup. It's going to be when a lot of times we kind of roll our eyes and we gloss over when coaches say complimentary football. And it's a lot we haven't really covered a team in a long time where they've possessed a Super Bowl skill, a Super Bowl caliber type of thing, a Super Bowl caliber quarterback. I guess you could say maybe Deshaun was for a little bit. I don't want to take away what we thought of him in 2019. We were questioning the surroundings, and a lot of times he saved all butts. A defense, we've seen some good defenses, but I think they have a Super Bowl caliber defense, and they have a really good coach. And we just don't know what Nick Caley is going to be. So when we roll our eyes at complimentary football, they're really going to just have to make do with the offensive line and counter, whether it's getting the ball out of the hands quickly enough, whether it's not having to do as much because the defense is keeping you in the game. That's really what they're going to have to do. I'm with you. Like their guys versus our guys, that's not a winning recipe. And that's also not what football is. So that's really where I'm at with the Texans is I think they possess a Super Bowl skill. I think they have a Super Bowl caliber defense. I really do. And I think they just have to complement that and they have to coach it up. And we'll see what happens with Nick Caley. I will say that DeMeco Ryans does seem extremely confident in Nick Caley, despite the fact he's never called a game, which I don't know what to make of it. I asked him about it yesterday. He's ready to go. He's good to go.
Well, I mean, he better be ready to go. And if something's not working, he better be ready to adjust and change and figure out something that can work. But just the way that they've operated in the preseason, when we've seen the offense, when it has had its moments where it's looked really good, it's not been, CJ Stroud, this big, long drop back and, get rid of the football, make a huge dynamic play.
AJ said our offensive line is not excellent. Goodness gracious. That is solid.
No, it's well played by AJ. It's been, 1-2, boom, get it out. Let Christian Kirk go win a quick route. Go let Nico win quick. Let whoever the other outside guy is win quickly. Use play action to move the pocket, get away from some of that pressure.
Well, here's the other thing.
It's not like it's Bobby running in there and he's just going to drop CJ back 5-7 steps every time and just let them eat him alive.
The other thing, though, I think we need to have a needed Stroud conversation because the Deshaun Watson analogy, like Deshaun Watson a lot of times had to save all butts. And it wasn't fair. It wasn't ideal. And that's not something you want to live by. But there are going to be times where your quarterback needs to elevate himself and play above his surroundings. I get that the surroundings need to be good. I get that the offensive line has to be better than it was last year. And the play calling has to be better than it was last year when it went with what we saw from Bobby Slowick from year 1 to year 2. And you can't have your receiving core decimated by injuries. But at some point, there does have to be times where CJ Stroud, whether it's when the protection breaks down, he's making a big play, whether it's kind of elevating and overcoming the surroundings, there has to be a point where that happens, because now it just seems like perhaps there was too much expected from CJ Stroud last year to where we thought maybe he was ready to take that next step and get on the top level. And I'm not saying it was a possible fight to fight, but there were also times where CJ could have been better and he could have handled stuff a lot better. Like there were also certain times when that happened. And it seems like the dialogue is kind of transitioning to, well, this defense is really good, so hopefully the offense has to do less. And this offensive line and the OC. CJ Stroud's the number 2 pick in the draft. He's going to probably be one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league after this year. There's going to have to be some times where he's going to have to overcome what we already know are shortcomings. Because if you're heading into this season expecting this offensive line to be great, then I think you're expecting a little bit too much. So you're going to need the quarterback. You don't want it to be a saved all butts like Deshaun Watson type of remix, but you're going to need the quarterback to bail you out every once in a while. All good teams have that. All the great quarterbacks have had to do it that we talk about. Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, they've had to do it at certain times. And I'm not saying CJ hasn't done it. I'm just saying like that's got to be expected, especially for what the expectations CJ Stroud has set up and the reality of what's in front of him and the fact that he has a first-year play caller.
Well, from a high-level perspective, like big plays and just go out there and make something happen, you're right. From a micro look at it, this guy asked for more control of the offense. You better be ready for what you asked for. If coaching and being in the right play and adjusting at the line of scrimmage can improve these things, hey, you asked for it. Go out there and be excellent at that. Do that well, and those are small things that he's in control of. Obviously, he's going to need to just be. I mean, 2023 was filled with them. 2024 was so infrequent. but he still put the cape on a couple of times in 2024. Indianapolis at home is one of the best examples of it. 60%.
Fourth down, and the Kenyon Green false start right off the jump, and then he hit Nico on the sideline.
Yeah.
Throws of the year.
Yeah,
first play out of the 2-minute warning in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, well, at home, after they'd been, crushed by Green Bay's pass rush all week or all game, they went in and allowed more pressure the following week, and he just ran around and made it happen that day. And it's like, he's got those put the cape on moments. Like, he's going to have some of those sometimes, but also you ask for more, you have to be excellent at what you ask for as well.
The other thing is, like, when you talk about the McVay system, you talk about kind of the impact, like the impact he had on Jared Goff, where he kind of elevated like his play. And I would say the offense with the Rams, Goff's first year got kind of stagnant, and that was all he knew. But like, if you can like have him kind of see the field better and have more control, and that actually be a good thing. Because I think the other thing is, like, we talk about him having more control, and it's like automatically, well, that's a good thing. We don't know that. You hope it is, but we don't know that. Like, that's the weird dialogue for me, as I hear, well, he has more control. Okay, that might not be great. Like, that doesn't work for everyone. Like, some guys can just go up there and do their thing without thinking. So I think that if there can be like an elevation, like from what we saw from Goff, where it looked like he just sucked, to where, hey, he was good enough to get them to a certain level, and the surroundings kind of were what the highlight was. And I think he obviously is higher upside right now heading into year 3 than Goff did in year 2. But if he can do that, then you're talking about competing at the highest of high levels. Because I think that there is enough around him to where if there is that type of elevation, and Caley can have even a moderate version of that impact, or at least just be better than Bobby Slowick, then I think you're feeling pretty good.
Yeah, to me, the defense establishes the floor of this team. CJ Stroud and the offense establish where the ceiling goes, because you're going to have a really good defense, and they're going to create an impressive, at minimum, you're going to get this. It's like, what can the offense provide to you? What can they bring to the table? And Stroud's going to need to take them there with, operation and execution.
Jerome on the chat says Bobby wasn't missing open throws. It was CJ. We can't give him all the blame. And I don't disagree. And there's the counter right away from JW75. Bobby was obviously the problem. If you're power ranking the problems, yeah, obviously Bobby was higher up, but I don't think it has to be 100% one or the other. I think CJ Stroud probably could have played better last year.
Yeah, if you're
based on the standard he set, I think he could have played better.
Well, he told us all year long, he said, okay, well, I'm going to take what the defense has given me. And then he never did that. And yeah, I know that there were issues with were there guys open, were there plays called to get guys open, and so on and so forth. But he came back from the bye week and said, yeah, I had this great conversation with Tua in the offseason. He said, yeah, you got to take what the defense gives you. And I'm going to do that. And then he didn't do it. He didn't do it last year. And
we were the biggest Bobby critics. We would ask Bobby the questions and stuff, but I do think CJ's got to be better too. And I think he would probably know that. But I mean, I understand the ride and die with the quarterback too. So,
well, I mean, he said he had to be better.
He has a lot of potential, and we'll see what happens. And I also think there was something weird going on with CJ where he wasn't having fun and stuff. And maybe it's a combination of the things that we're talking about. Even Nick on the chat says that has to do with chemistry. I think that's just making an excuse for CJ Stroud. I mean, his rookie season, he'd never thrown to Tank Dell or Nico Collins or any of those guys his rookie year. Noah Brown, they didn't know each other, so he thrived there. So I don't understand how it would have to do with chemistry. It just seems like there's a little bit of kind of excuses, which is fine. On Z-Soup, Gavin says, new to the streams, do you think it's unreasonable to expect another 10-7 season?
I would think that's most people's prediction, isn't it?
Yeah, that 10 or 11. I'm around 10 or 11.
Yeah, I was thinking 12 when I thought there was a chance there was going to be a healthy Joe Mixon. Seems like there's not going to be a healthy Joe Mixon for a long time. So 12 seems a little bit much. So 10 or 11 is right around where I am right now, probably. You ain't never hate.
Swarm.
Zombie ate my bra. one of the best names in the game. Davis Money Mills 1-year extension. Thoughts? We got that on the rundown, so stay tuned. We'll talk about Davis Mills, the remix, the re-up. Evan on the chat says 3,700 yards with a shitty O-line. CJ will be elite. He has the potential to be. I don't think anyone really questions that. But again, it goes back to the standards that he set, that we expect like we expected Deshaun. It sucked, like the surroundings sucked, but again, saving everybody, there's also no shame in that. Like there's also something that needs to be said for that. So,
well, and again, I think that we've mentioned this before. Improvement on the offense, it's not just like if this is a little bit better and this is a little bit better, then the offense gets a little bit better. Like improvement on the offense, like small improvement should provide exponential growth with this offense because of who CJ Stroud can be. Like if they were a little bit better with the headset and a little bit better on the offensive line, like the quarterback can do a lot more and can be a lot better than he was last year. So little improvements for this offense should provide exponential growth opportunities for Stroud.
No doubt. So 2 Fridays from today, one of my favorite places. This is the type of places that I like to work with. Local businesses, 5 decades in the game. 1976 is when they started. Big Frank out of U of H. He started this business, and now his daughters run it. They got 3 locations. A lot of people familiar with the Telephone Road one out there in Pasadena. But we're going to be at the Golf Gate and 610 one on Bellaire at Spanky's. They make their doughs and sauces every morning. It's fresh. Wifey loves the gluten-free crust. I think the wings are very underrated. The bar scene is nice, and they've won best pizza with the Chronicle the last 4 years. I've always liked Spanky's. I enjoy it. I'm very happy about this. We want you to be out there 2 Fridays from today, out there on Bellaire. And we got you covered. It's going to be a fun time. Go out there. The prices are always perfect.
Incredible.
Too. Yeah, the prices are legit. It's been one of my favorite spots, and this is a very good partnership that we're very excited in having with Spanky's Homemade Pizza.
Yeah, so that live broadcast Friday, September 12th. So put it on your calendar. We'll start the show live at 4:00, so you can get there a little bit before. We'll talk with you. We'll hang out after the show as well. So it's going to be a fantastic one. That Bellaire location up there, right there in Sharpstown, across from where the old Sharpstown Mall used to be. It's it's awesome. I love the menu. I love the food. Great space, tons of TVs, plenty to talk about. It's going to be great.
Yeah, 4:00 for y'all. We'll stay out there a little bit longer. Someone said go to Golf Gate. We just might, because we love hanging out with as many people as possible. Come out to Spanky's 2 Fridays from now. And by the way, just because we're not there doesn't mean you don't need to go. Today's pasta day. I think you can get $7 for any pasta. And then Monday and Wednesday they have the $11.95 one topping pies, which are really, really good. So yeah, let's go out there. Spanky's 2 Fridays from now. I think John McClain's going to be out there. I think he said he's going to go hang out with us. And then I think that Texans Cap will be there, and we'll have some other people. So there we go.
Yeah, you never know who's going to show up for these. So you want to be out there. Let the boss know. I got to knock off early. I'm going to go out, hang out with the guys at Spanky's.
You ready for that Monday Night Football game too, against Tampa Bay? Back on Z Soup.
You ain't never hate.
Swarm.
Have to go 6-0 in the division. No excuse, man. That's tough.
That's really hard to do. That's
but
really
I mean,
hard to do.
But when you start talking about, you want to win 12, you want to win 13, you want home field advantage. Those are the kind of things you're going to have to do. And you divide it up into quarters. You got a lot of elite teams that you're going to be facing. But the division 6-0 is tough. Very, very tough. I actually think the division will be a little bit better this year. But they own the division. We will say that. DeMeco Ryans does own the division, but 6-0 is a large ask.
It's only been done 3 times in the past 2 seasons. The Lions did it last year, and 2 years ago, the Chiefs and the 49ers did it. So it's a tall test. 5-1. You want to say 5-1 is a must? Absolutely. It does feel that way with who else you play throughout the course of the schedule when you think about San Fran coming to town, Denver coming to town, having to go to LA, having to go to Baltimore, having to play Kansas City again. Yeah, the rest of the schedule, it's loaded with some other really tough teams. So 5-1 in the division would go a long way. 6-0 is so tough to do. That's a tough ask.
Yeah, it's tough, but who knows? They got a good squad, but we don't know what the other teams are going to be. Other news involving the Texans today, we found out that Davis Mills, he ain't going anywhere. He's here to stay. Davis Mills is going to sign an extension, $7 million guaranteed, which is good value for a backup quarterback. Some elite backup quarterbacks can get more, but much like last year, where I think it was around 4.5, 5, when he signed his first extension, I think.
Yeah.
And you get a little bit of a raise. Davis Mills looked good in camp, and backup quarterbacks are like insurance policies. You might not feel like you need one until you need one. And Davis Mills is a good backup quarterback, and he can carve out a nice life. It's not like he's going to go start somewhere. That's kind of a short-lived thing. So, I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to go sign an $8-9 million deal and go to like somewhere like New Orleans, get your ass whooped, and then just replace you and you be on the street looking to be a backup. If you're comfortable, you're a millionaire, you like what you got going, you've already tried to start. We know that Davis Mills is not like a long-term type of starter. Why not? No state income tax, good insurance policy, Davis Mills. So salute to him.
Yeah, you know how to get to the facility. All your stuff's there. You're comfortable. The wife's comfortable. The family's comfortable. Yeah, there you go. Nice and easy. And you could have a lot worse backup situation than Davis Mills. And there's not very many that are a better backup situation than Davis Mills. I know we had the discussion recently. It might have been even last week. Like at some point, maybe he wants to try to start. Well, maybe he doesn't. If they want to keep giving him money, again, I said when we talked about it, I'd be happy to sign Davis Mills to that 1-year backup quarterback contract extension every season if he wanted to sign it. So it's nice to keep him around. But it brings up an interesting question, Landry.
Okay.
Why in the hell is Graham Mertz on this team?
I don't know. Maybe they're trying to groom Graham Mertz for by the time it's his third year, he's ready to take over the backup role. Maybe that's the plan.
They're sitting here with 2 tight ends. They're sitting here with 3 safeties. One of them's coming back from a serious injury. And they got a quarterback that has no chance to be the backup for the next 2 seasons.
I don't know. I don't know what the vision is with him. I don't know. I have no vision of what they see in Graham Mertz. It's weird, but I honestly just think it's a matter of, I have no problem kicking the tires on quarterbacks. I thought New England used to do it really well, but I think DeMeco Ryans came from a place where they had Brock Purdy, and Nick Caserio comes from a place where they had Tom Brady, and maybe they just like get some sort of fascination with the guy. He sucked at Wisconsin. He wasn't good at Florida. He was ass his first game back. I know it's from first game back from a torn ACL, but it was one of the worst performances that we've seen in preseason history, and we've seen some shitty quarterbacks. And then he just has a decent game, and it's like, we got to get him on the 53. Oh, and by the way, we're probably going to elevate somebody and have him inactive on game week 2. So there's that.
Yeah, so I'm happy for Davis Mills, and it makes the selection of Graham Mertz even more weird. Even more weird.
You can't quit that.
Well, I mean, there's football players that are going to make plays in 2025 that are going to be active on game day, and he's not. So 197th overall.
Wags on the chat says, "Afternoon, brothers. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you had a good weekend too." I do wonder, like in an alternate universe, like if they cut Mertz, does anyone even pick him up?
Probably not.
Yeah, that's the other question I had. Like, does anyone else pick him up? Because there are situations where, okay, maybe this guy gets picked up. If you're talking about like having a third quarterback, but I wonder if Graham Mertz was that guy.
They clearly thought that. So, maybe they'll turn him into a draft pick down the road, and I can shut up then.
Doyle says nobody remember when we needed TJ Yates. Oh, everybody remembers that, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not saying don't have the guy in the organization, like he doesn't deserve a job, like, but he could have easily been the practice squad quarterback, and you could have had the same level of usefulness, and you'd have one more roster spot.
Yep, 100%. Chandler says, first time finding you, my boy. Been missing you since 6'10", locked in now. Appreciate you, Chandler. Hop along, man. This is daily 4. We've been doing it for less than a year. I've been doing my stream for 3 years. So
where you been, Chandler?
That's all you need, man. That's all you need. You gotta, sometimes you got to get rid of those rabbit ears. Not like the rabbit ear, like analogy, like the rabbit ear, the radio thing.
That's for TVs, my man.
No, there's old school radios. You never had an old school radio where you had to fold it up and like put it like out, pull the cord up.
Yeah, but they only have one.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right.
The old one-ear rabbit.
Yeah, that's true. There was just one.
Yeah, most radios have an antenna. Yeah.
Did you have one of those alarm clocks? Like the radio alarm clock? Like,
I still have one. I still use one.
You don't use your phone?
I use that and my phone.
Yeah.
To make sure that I get up.
By the way, you missed yesterday in the halls. Man, it smelled straight like
high-grade marijuana called Kush on the streets.
And some good in the halls yesterday. Like in the media room, all the way to the locker room, all the way to the hallway. I guess there was a weekend concert or something over the weekend. Whoever was smoking in there, I don't know what the setup is there, if that's like the backstage area or what, or how they set that up. But whoever was smoking in there was on that good. That was like a back in the day, like $30 a G type of stuff. Like they were on that good, and everyone was just like, oh my gosh, we're so sorry for the smell. We're so sorry for the smell.
We're sorry we didn't share.
Vandy came out, and I was like, man, I knew you were a hippie. I didn't know you were blowing trees in the radio studio.
John Harris walking around with bloodshot eyes.
He did look a little tired. A lot
of football this weekend, man.
Thoughts on performance stats for Sunday? Oh, yeah, Sleeper. Download the Sleeper app. Mm-hmm. I would say use the promo code LOCKER, but I'm a little bit biased. Promo code LOCKER, double up to $100. Promo code LOCKER. Or
promo code Stoots,
Yeah, Locker or Stoots, whoever you want. Promo code on Sleeper, and you'll get double your money back up to $100. Also have the Survivor polls going on if you want to check that out.
Yeah, I saw you got that going on Sleeper.
Yeah, I saw you joined.
I did.
So I think Christian Kirk has over yards, and I think Puka has over yards. Those are my two go-tos right now on the Sleeper.
Okay. And then I saw you sneak in the promo with Dak.
Yeah, because you get a free over 0.5.
It's too good not to sneak in there.
Yeah, Sleeper's the go-to. I just put the link up if you want to join my my pool, or you can go in there and you can just use the promo code Locker or Stoots, whichever one. If you like guys who throw up on planes, he's your man.
Well,
if you like guys who don't throw up on planes, I'm your guy.
We'll put some stuff together over on the Houston Football Channel, so the folks will have plenty of time to sign up over there.
'Tis the season of fantasy football questions, which we will answer every once in a while. Danny says, who should I start? This is an interesting one because we did wonder if this guy was going to be a Houston Texan at one point. Emeka Egbuka versus
Captain Kirk, can you save me? Captain Kirk, I want to have your baby.
Christian Kirk or Emeka Egbuka this week. I will say this. There is a crap ton of hype coming out with Emeka Egbuka. I don't think there's a rookie wide receiver since maybe Marvin Harrison last year, so we don't have to go too far back, but my God, you remember when Jamar Chase was a rookie and it was like, this guy can't catch. All he does is drop passes. This guy sucks. Man, Emeka Egbuka is like the complete opposite. I almost want to just go under on everything with him just because I'm kind of a hater. But my goodness, this guy's getting a lot of hype. He is getting gassed up.
Yeah, it's they like him, and it seems like he's going to be the wide receiver too until Chris Godwin is fully healthy. So, I mean, they play Atlanta. It feels like a situation where Baker could show off a little bit. So there might be plenty to go around for Egbuka. I'd lean Egbuka because you probably drafted Egbuka way higher. So you drafted him to play him.
Yeah. And Christian Kirk goes a little bit late. Nick says that's a sus soundboard. Christian Kirk, I want to have your baby. Captain Kirk. Dude, you need to do some research there, brother. That's about as unsuspect as it gets. You need to learn your damn history when it comes to the classics down here. Wags says thoughts on performance stats for Sunday. We just got you on that. Christian Kirk with the over, Puka with the under, and Dak with the free 0.5 under. Promo code Locker Sleeper. Someone says that John McClain might have been hitting a gravity bong, and that's why it smelled like that. He was there yesterday. He hadn't been there in a while. John McClain walks in, it smells like that Metahuchi.
Can you imagine McClain post smoke hitting one of his favorite spots?
Is that like an eating joke?
Yeah, just, I mean, he already has the order down pat. I'd want to see what he would add to the equation.
Nah, he'll just get extra egg rolls or something like that. He'll just get like some extra egg rolls. He loves those. Those like baseball bats, though.
Let me get 3 extra egg rolls.
So, do we think that anyone in the division is a threat outside of Jacksonville? Like, are you buying anything with Tennessee and Indianapolis?
Well, Tennessee certainly not. That's a putrid offensive line. Their coach feels like a lame duck, and I don't think there's very many good players over on their defense. So definitely not them. I mean, there's always that thought. I like the Colts roster. There's a lot to like about the roster. I just don't believe in their quarterback situation. But they've got enough skill position players, and if the offensive line is healthy and bounces back from how they played last year, if they get some guys developing and taking the next step over on the defensive line, they're a team that could be hanging around. I just feel like eventually that quarterback situation is going to sink them. So they would have to have Daniel Jones do something he's done once in his NFL career, which is have a good season at quarterback. And if he did that, then the Colts can hang around. I just don't believe that's going to happen.
So do you think Shane Steichen gets on the hot seat?
No, I don't believe he'll be on the hot seat. I do believe they'll fire Chris Ballard, though.
I don't know, man. He's got, well, maybe, yeah.
New ownership.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. It will be interesting. That's the other thing about the Colts now is, the guy who was the shot caller for better or worse. And we talked about how most times it was worse. Rest in peace. I'm just not trying to rewrite history. We don't know how they're going to call shots now. And they've kind of been in the same situation, and they've been trying to figure out how to get out of quarterback hell, but it will be interesting to see what that is. I don't know why the hell I'm talking about this when the season's here. That's snap out of it, man. We got a season ahead of us. What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about Daniel Jones. And look, by the time the Texans catch the Colts, we'll know exactly what kind of team they're going to be, because the Texans don't play them until much later in the season. So we'll know if they're playing, musical chairs at quarterback, or if Daniel Jones has turned into a good player, or we'll have a good idea. But I'm more intrigued to see how Jacksonville settles in the first couple weeks, because that's week 3's opponent.
Did you get the look at Ariante Ursary yesterday?
The locker room interview?
Yeah. Well, just what he was wearing.
Oh, the combine shirt?
The beast, dude.
Why do you have that still? Why didn't Why do you still have the combine shirt? You surely they get you some Texans gear.
Because he's a football guy, man.
I guess so.
It's a freaking football guy. Look at this guy. It's the Monday before the game, brother. You got all this like free gear and you're rocking your combine shirt. That's a football guy right there. There's something sentimental to that.
Yeah. I mean, he was the fourth tackle taken, correct?
Yeah, and he got passed up by his hometown team while he was having a party in his hometown. And then he had to go to sleep after.
Yeah, so he was the fourth tackle taken because the Patriots took the kid from LSU, Campbell, and then the Jets took Mimbu, and then Simmons went.
Yep.
The rest of the guys are playing guard, I guess. So
big football guy. Wags asks a question. Cody, did you shave your beard because of the KHOU sports show?
I shave my beard because it's got gray in it, and I don't like seeing the gray.
There you go. It's a way to hide it. Why don't you just dye it like Ryan Day?
Because I would be afraid I'd look like Ryan Day. He looks like he takes a freaking Sharpie to his face. He looks like he has his kids color in the grays with a Sharpie.
Way too obvious.
Yeah.
Did you like beard dyeing Hulk Hogan? Did you like support the beard dyeing?
Oh, when he had the brown stubble and then he had the
NWO like black side.
No, I mean anything that made Hulk Hogan look meaner than, eat your prayers, say your vitamins. Hulk Hogan was a positive for him.
Yeah, I don't know about all that one.
The Fu Manchu with the growth, yeah, it's a good look for the Hulkster.
Yep. It is game week, peeps. Tomorrow the Texans will be back at it. We will hear from CJ Stroud. Be interesting to hear what he's got to say. I think we will hear from other players. Who have we not heard from this week? Who has not spoken? We've not heard from Dalton Schultz. I would like for him to get in the routine of speaking at least once a week. It is a rule. I think he should. We have not heard from Will Anderson. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it.
I don't doubt you. I'm just saying good luck with it.
Just talk to me. Don't worry about the rest of these people. I'm just kidding. But yeah, Schultz.
Yeah, until hey, bro. Or shuffles over there.
Hey, bro.
Hey, bro.
Here you go. Here it is right here. I took my thing off. Here it is. Hey, bro. So you've been working out with Johnny Needledong all season. What kind of work did you get in with Johnny Needledong? You got your technique down too. How much has Nick Caley taught you about technique? And then it's end, tag, Johnny Needledong, and Dalton Schultz in the thing.
Yep.
I've always given Aaron the hard time about this.
Bingham Baller 9 and then at Johnny Needledong.
I told Aaron when we were leaving when he asked a question about Tommy Townsend, I was like, "Oh, Drew Rosenhaus is getting tagged," and everybody was laughing. Everybody was laughing, including him on the way out. But what were you talking about?
Who are we going to hear from this week?
Oh, so we haven't heard from Nico. We haven't heard from Will Anderson. We haven't heard from Dalton Schultz. We'll hear from CJ Stroud. We haven't heard from CJ Gardner-Johnson in a long time. That should be interesting.
Yes.
Tomlinson hasn't spoken. Titus hasn't spoken. Stingley, I think he spoke. He spoke. He got it out of the way. We haven't heard from Lassiter. We haven't heard from Bullock. So we really haven't heard from a lot of people. I want to hear from Christian Harris. We haven't heard from Christian Harris in a long ass time. I got to hear from Christian Harris.
Okay.
My penny stock.
You got a nice little hit list there with Harris and Schultz. Good luck trying to chase both of them down this week.
What do you mean? Harris is going to talk. He's ready. He's probably pumped.
I don't know. It feels like he's pretty close to the door if he wants to just whoop.
Breaking Needledong has torn his ACL and be out for the remainder of the season. No, he always tags the trainers, man. Aaron always tags the trainers. He did get an interview with the deep snapper, though. Do you want to watch this? I'm being serious. I was actually I'm serious. Please. Nope.
Nope.
People, yes or no? Chat, yes or no?
Chad, don't do it.
My boy. You know John Weeks is my boy. I would not even say this guy's name before, but I saw the alternative. I saw the other guy snap in the preseason game. So now all of a sudden this guy's stock has grown, and this is the first interview ever. I walked away saying, okay, I might give this deep snapper a chance. And I'm not cheating on Weeks. He's still my guy, but I might give this deep snapper a chance.
I'm telling John.
Dude, don't.
I'm telling John.
Dude, he'll be pissed for real. But I feel like I'm going to give this young man a chance. Let's deep snapper interview or not.
I'm at the mercy of the chat. We've got more than a surprising amount of yeses.
I was surprised with how insightful this young man is. He looks like he's 12.
Hey, roll that Austin Brinkman.
All right. Just tell me. All right. I know we hate anyone who's not John Weeks. I agree. But just give the young man a chance, okay? Look at this kid. And then listen to how he sounds. You ready for this?
Yeah.
And now everybody's gonna laugh when Aaron talks because we did the hey bro. Now we're just setting ourselves up for disaster. Hey bro, can you talk for a sec? Hey, welcome back, man. All right. Roll the tape.
Austin Brinkman, your first NFL regular season game awaits. How's that feel?
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to get out there with the guys, and we put in some really good work here in training camp. So just excited to go out there and showcase kind of what we've been doing.
How you feeling? You feeling good?
Yeah, feeling good. Getting back, working with everybody. So feeling pretty good right now.
It's pretty short term. Yeah.
Short term. Feeling pretty good right now. So blessed to be on the road back.
Has it kind of sunk in that what you did at West Virginia, snapping the football, it's the same football. Obviously it's a different league, and there are some big guys that will rush against you, but that it's kind of like, hey, this is what I did before, what I was successful doing.
Yeah, no, it's a great opportunity, and like you said, it's a step up, it's a league up, and I've been snapping my whole life, so it's kind of something that I just got to fall back on and know that I've been doing this time and time again. So just kind of working with everybody, the other specialists, just getting me ready. So I feel good.
No pressure, but they probably mentioned that John Weeks is
right.
Had a legendary run here, but everybody has to be the guy at some point after someone else.
Yeah.
How do you approach that with the kind of the prestige he brought to the position here?
Sure. No, it's tough shoes to fill. A guy that played for 15 years, in one organization, or I think that's what it was. Those are tough shoes to fill, but I was blessed to have the opportunity to come in here and be given that opportunity, and now I just got to go out there and prove I can do it.
How would you describe your style as a snapper?
I feel like it's just kind of like
I get it to the guys.
Bigger body.
Thank you. He said
so
every other snapper.
That's
Look at
something I
that.
can use to my advantage, and I like getting involved in the coverage unit as well. So hopefully that's something I can showcase as well.
All right. I feel like you were just won over.
No. How about Aaron setting him up for failure? Hey, the last guy's a legend. Think you can do that?
How would you describe your style as a snapper? When I heard that at first, I was like, what is he going to say here? Like, it's a little bit horizontal as opposed to, and he goes, just like any snapper, man. Felt like the kid did well for himself, man.
Yeah. Yeah, dime. Austin, I get it to the guys, Brinkman.
Thought he did all right, man. I'm still Team Weeks till I die, but
yeah. It's not. I don't believe you.
Still Team Weeks, man. Who's my favorite deep snapper in the league? It's John Weeks. What kind of question is that, Nick? The hell do you think it is?
Yeah.
Now everybody's gonna say, "Hey, bro." God.
Hey, bro.
Wags asks on the soup.
You ain't never hate.
Swarm.
Who gets more yards, Higgins or Knoll?
I'll go Higgins.
I think Knoll ends up being the better player long term, but I think Christian Kirk is going to be kind of not necessarily in the way. I think they can both eat at the same time, but I think assuming that Christian Kirk stays healthy, which might not be a great assumption to make, I'm still going to go with Knoll. You know what? I'm still going to go with Knoll. I talked my way into that.
All right, I'm going Higgins.
Preston says run the tape. We ran it.
Yeah.
Cody was very fascinated with it.
He looks like two little kids stacked on top of each other.
Oh shoot!
with a fake mustache.
Kyle Nance is speaking our language on the soup.
You ain't never hate.
Swarm.
Shout out from Vegas today. Hey.
Oh, is he doing a drive-through wedding with that girl he went on a date with 2 weeks ago?
Wow. Herbs and Rye, dude. Get on that happy hour list right now. It's 2.5 hours away right now. You don't even have to get on the list. Just go to the bar. The steaks are half price. And so are the clams. The clams are elite. You can get the red sauce or the white sauce. Elite. Happy hour prices all day. They don't advertise it all the time, but starting at 5:30 when they open, it's half price steaks. It would be one of the best steakhouses in Houston. I can promise you. Herbs and Rye. Get an Uber out there. It is a local gym. Thank me later. Herbs and Rye. Now, if you want sushi, though, you do have to get on this list. And they do it by hand. That's how old school they are. Sushi Kaya. $23 all you can eat sushi. Speak on this sushi. Very elite, Cody.
It's fantastic sushi. It's a great price. And
you can order half rolls too. So you don't have to order it all. And you can order anything on the menu. So you can get the skewers, you can get the soup, you can get anything. Mm-hmm. Sushi Kaya. That's in Chinatown. Sushi Kaya or Herbs and Rye, depending on what you want.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Also on the soup, Rich Boy J.
Sushi is a communist plot. What?
Landry, give your best Stutes impression, and Cody, give your best Landry impression. Oh my God.
Jesus.
Go ahead.
No, he asked for you first.
Go ahead.
Shit. Okay, hold on. God, I'm trying to think what you would. I'm trying to think about something you've recently said. I use weasel a lot, so I'm trying to figure out what phrase you would use weasel. I'm going to use Nick because you got mad at Nick in the chat earlier today. Nick, quit being a weasel.
All right. I'll do my Cody. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Who is going to be the starting center for the Houston Texans? Is it going to be Andrews or is it going to be Patterson? It's very important at center when it comes to getting the ball to CJ Stroud. The way you say center is hilarious.
I do not say center funny.
Yes, you do. You say center.
Sometimes in the pacing of the sentence, you want to split it up.
Oh, on the chat. Oh, you're too kind. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Oh, we're gonna make fun of appreciation now.
Evan on the chat says, "Need Key and Pill Aaron standby for Aaron Wilson."
Nah, I'm gonna go to Aaron tomorrow. I'm gonna say, can we record you saying, "Hey, bro," from when we talk about you on the show?
Hey, bro, please.
Hey, bro.
Hey, bro. Yeah, man. I can do a way better Aaron Wilson than I can Stutes, and I spend every day with Stutes. I guess every day with Aaron at the thing. Here's Aaron. Nah, no one asked for an Aaron. Come on. Wag says favorite barbecue and Mexican spots in the H. My favorite barbecue spot is Pit Room, the big one, because it's actually wide open and there's a lot of other options. You can get the tacos, you can get like the bar food, you can go back to the craft beer section, and it's spread open. It's wide. They got a lot of drink selection too, and like some underrated sides. I just don't like I like barbecue, but like the hour wait and like the small space. Pit Room out here on 10 is where I like to go.
If you don't care about the wait, then Truth. And if you don't want to wait, then Blood Brothers or Feges.
Mexican, not really. I mean, it just depends. It really just depends.
That's what you're looking for. You want fajitas, you want enchiladas, you want a combo plate.
Mess with anything. Yeah.
What do you want?
Kyle says he's working. No wedding, but she's hooked. Oh, so he's
hooked. Got her hooked.
Yeah, he got it on the first night.
Got her hooked.
So there you go. Oh, Rich Boy says, Landry be like, Hardo Weasel, I hate generalizations. Haha, Cody is fat. I think he covered everything.
That's pretty good.
I think he might have covered everything there. That's pretty solid right there.
That's
Seth?
pretty good.
Nah, Seth's kind of changed a little bit. He's not really that mad anymore.
Yeah, I haven't seen a Seth meltdown in a long time.
Yeah. Is this the THC show? If not, y'all should have one. Nah, they're just chilling. The Aaron. No, we'll get hey bro. He'll say it tomorrow. We'll get Aaron. Hey bro.
Hey bro.
Hey bro. Yeah. You don't even say anything back. You're like, hey bro. What's up, man? Fist bump. So I went to this restaurant yesterday. Pretty good. Pretty pricey. But I took the wife there. It was all right. The bill was like 147. I left
Stop it.
I left a $30 tip. Then I talked to John Woodson. All right, that's enough. On that note.
He does kind of sound like the Michael Jackson South Park.
Nah, does he? I don't know. I haven't watched South Park.
Blanket no, blanket no.
Oh, that's the one where that's ignorant.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, appreciate y'all for rolling through. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to like. Be sure to ride along. Be sure to give Aaron Wilson love. We're just playing around. And be sure to always remember when it comes to this Texan stuff. Man, it's game week. Oh my gosh, we're 5 days away. I can hardly wait. Locker room stream tonight at 10:30. We're all in this together. Wags wants a McLean since that's your boy. Oh, McLean went on his normal rant the other day. He went on his normal rant the other day.
They didn't update the weights.
Ding, ding, ding.
He's been 260 since they drafted him, and that's not true.
How would you like it? I went up to Cal. I want you to say it in your McLean because it's better. But he said he went up to Cal and he said, how would you like it if y'all won a game 21-14? And I said it was 17-14. You wouldn't like it. Well, then why you do the weight?
How would you like it if you won a game 21-14 and I said it was 17-14? It's ridiculous.
These guys work their asses off to gain that weight, and they don't even update it.
The McLean annual weight rant is an all-timer.
Someone says, Stoots, do a show high off edibles. That's the next challenge.
Oh, boy. It's Landry already carries me enough, don't you think?
Yeah, maybe. We're all in this together. Bye-bye. Are you going to say it or what?
Well, you didn't throw it into the rhythm of the situation. Eat good, sleep good, be good. We'll talk to the Texans again soon. Bye.
All right. Thank you, bro.